Picture this: an entrepreneur on the brink of a potentially game-changing business idea, but the uncertainty of risks and rewards holds him back. It's like being at the edge of a cliff, ready to dive into the ocean of opportunity, but the fear of hidden rocks beneath the surface gives him pause. Welcome to the world of capital budgeting, my friends. It's the decision-making process for long-term investments. It's not just about counting beans. It's about weighing up the risks, understanding the potential rewards, and making savvy decisions based on a whole lot of uncertainty. It's a bit like choosing a dessert at a new fancy restaurant. You're not quite sure if the triple chocolate mousse will be a heavenly delight or a sugar overload disaster. So how does one navigate these choppy waters? Let's dive in, and together, we'll explore the world of risk analysis and real options, and how they team up in the exhilarating dance of capital budgeting. Welcome to the world of risk analysis, the unsung hero of capital budgeting. It's like the backstage crew at a Broadway show, often overlooked, but without them, the show simply wouldn't go on. So, what's the big deal about risk analysis? Well, imagine you're about to embark on a long journey. Would you set off without checking the weather, the road conditions, or the state of your vehicle? Of course not, and that's what risk analysis is. It's your pre-journey checks for your capital budgeting road trip. Risk analysis helps us identify threats and opportunities. Think of it as your financial weather forecast. It may predict sunshine and smooth sailing, or it could warn of a storm on the horizon. But either way, it's better to know what's coming, right? The next step is assessing the likelihood and impact of each risk. This is the equivalent of checking your vehicle before setting off. Is there a risk of a flat tire? How likely is it, and how severely would it impact your journey? If the risk is high, you might decide to replace your tires before heading off. In the realm of capital budgeting, these risks might be project delays, cost overruns, market fluctuations, even technological changes. These are the bumps in the road that could slow down our journey, or worse, bring it to a grinding halt. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Even with all these potential risks, risk analysis allows us to make informed decisions despite inherent uncertainty. It's like having a GPS that can reroute you in real time as road conditions change. You might not know exactly what lies ahead, but you can navigate the journey with confidence. In essence, risk analysis is your compass in a storm of uncertainties. It doesn't eliminate the storm, but you the tools to navigate through it. So buckle up, and let's dive deeper into this fascinating world of risk analysis, real options, and capital budgeting. Risk analysis, the compass in the storm of uncertainties. It's your guiding light, leading you towards a more secure financial. If you're enjoying this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more insightful content on finance. Now let's meet the new kid on the block, real options. Imagine you're at a crossroads, and you have three paths to choose from. One path leads to a sunny beach, another to a bustling city, and the third to a peaceful countryside. Now you don't have to choose right away. You can wait, gather more information, and make an informed decision based on the weather, traffic, or your mood. That's the magic of real options. Just like choosing your path, real options give you the flexibility to adjust your investment decisions based on new information. Think of it as a choose-your-adventure book for your money. Let's look at some examples to get a better idea. First up, we have the option to expand. Picture a small cafe you've invested in. If the cafe becomes a hit, you could choose to open more branches, expanding your business. Next, there's the option to delay. Let's say you're planning to launch a new product, but the market's a bit shaky. You could choose to wait until conditions improve, saving you from a potential financial dive. Then, we have the option to abandon. Imagine you've invested in a project, but things aren't going as planned. You're not stuck. You can choose to walk away, cutting your losses. Finally, there's the option to change the scope. You've started a project, but halfway through you realize you could make it even better with a few tweaks. You're free to change your game plan. What makes real options so powerful is that they consider the value of flexibility in uncertain environments. It's like having a Swiss Army knife for your investments, ready to tackle any situation. So instead of relying on a single fixed plan, real options allow you to adapt and react to changes as they happen. They take into account the reality of business. It's dynamic, it's unpredictable, and it's full of opportunities if you're ready to seize them. Real options, the secret ingredient to a more robust capital budgeting recipe. How do real options make capital budgeting decisions more robust? Let's find out. Imagine you're an entrepreneur and you've just landed on a brilliant business idea. But like any savvy investor, you're aware that the business landscape is a minefield of uncertainties. This is where the magic of real options comes into play. Picture real options as your secret weapon, one that gives you the flexibility to adapt your investment decisions as new information comes to light. It's like a choose-your-own-adventure book, but for capital budgeting. Let's explore some of these options in action. First, there's the option to expand. This is like being at a buffet and spotting a new dish you've never tried before. You take a small portion first, and if it's fantastic, you go back for more. Similarly, if a project shows potential for future growth, it justifies a higher initial investment. Then we have the option to delay. Imagine you're a surfer waiting for the perfect wave. You wouldn't dive in at the first ripple, right? In the same way, you can wait for market conditions to improve before launching your project. And let's not forget the option to abandon. This is having the flexibility to walk away if the project turns sour. It's like going on a blind date. If things are not going well, you have the choice to call it a night. By incorporating these real options into your capital budgeting process, you're not just considering the initial cost of investment, but also the potential value it could bring in the future. It's like looking at an acorn and seeing the oak tree it could become. Real options transform capital budgeting from a static process into a dynamic strategy. They allow you to navigate the unpredictable business seas with more confidence, making your investment decisions not just safe, but smart. So next time you're faced with a tough investment decision, remember, you've got options, real options, turning capital budgeting from a rigid process into a flexible strategy. Risk analysis and real options, a powerful duo. But how do they work together? Imagine this, you're a conductor leading an orchestra, where each instrument represents a different element of capital budgeting. In our symphony, risk analysis is the string section, setting the tone and identifying key themes. Real options, on the other hand, are the percussions, providing strategic responses and adding depth to the melody. Risk analysis strums out potential issues. It's like the violinist who identifies the key notes in the score. It points out the flats and sharps in your investment plans, the potential threats and opportunities. But identifying these key notes is just the first part of the symphony. Enter real options, our percussions. Real options provide the rhythm, the strategic responses to the notes identified by risk analysis. For instance, if risk analysis identifies market volatility as a sharp note, real options can respond with the rhythm of delay. Instead of charging ahead with the investment, you might wait for the market conditions to stabilize, to hit the right note at the right time. Or consider a scenario where risk analysis highlights the potential for growth, a high note in the score. Real options can respond with the rhythm of expansion, investing more to capitalize on the predicted growth. It's like adding a drum roll to highlight a triumphant moment in the score. Together, risk analysis and real options perform a well-tuned tango. They lead and follow, complement and enhance, making your capital budgeting decisions more adaptable and robust. It's not a rigid routine, but a flexible dance adjusting to the changing tempo of the market conditions. And just like an orchestra, the real magic happens when all the elements work together in harmony. The strings and percussions, the risk analysis and real options, all combine to create a symphony of informed and adaptable investment decisions. So remember, when it comes to capital budgeting, don't just be a conductor. Be a maestro, adept at both the strings of risk analysis and the percussions of real options. Risk analysis and real options, the dynamic duo of capital budgeting. So, what's the takeaway from all this? Well, let's take a step back and look at the big picture. The world of budgeting is a high-stakes game of chess where every move matters. Risk analysis is our secret weapon, helping us identify potential threats and opportunities whilst assessing their likelihood and impact. It's like having a crystal ball that gives us a peek into the future. But what's even better? Real options. They're like that Swiss Army knife in your pocket, allowing us the flexibility to adjust our moves based on the ever-changing game board. The option to expand, delay, or even abandon a project at the right time can be a game changer. So consider making these tools your best friends in your investment decision-making process. Dive deeper, learn more, and don't be shy to ask for professional advice for complex projects. In the end, it's all about making smarter, more informed, and adaptable investment decisions. After all, who said finance couldn't be fun? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more insightful content on finance. Stay tuned!